Hey everyone, Jake here. I wanted to give a brief introduction to the season of Lent and what we are going to be doing as a church to participate in this season. If you're totally new to the idea of Lent, it is a historic theme and season that is marked within the church calendar. This church calendar has been used by the church for really over 1,500 years to help us reflect on the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. So all of these themes and seasons in this church calendar are all pointing to Jesus, and Lent especially so. It helps us to remember Jesus' 40 days as he entered into the wilderness to be tempted by Satan. And so for the next 40 days, starting on this Wednesday, we're going to be remembering those 40 days ourselves in our own lives. It is a season that is marked by repentance, by fasting, and by self-reflection. We're asking ourselves, what are the things in my life that are distracting me from Jesus? What are the things that are holding me back from following him completely with my whole life? And so we wanted to be extremely intentional as a church as we enter into the season. And so if you go to churchoftheredeemer.co/Lent, you'll be able to find our weekly Lent devotional guide. We have a PDF version of that and a web-friendly version of that as well for each week. I want to walk through what this is going to look like as we as a church enter into Lent. So as you open up the PDF guide, as you open up one of the weekly web-friendly versions of this, you'll find daily Bible readings that correlate to a specific theme for that week. And you'll also be able to find fasts there as well, specific fasts, not just for food, but for things like shopping for non-essentials, fasting with your time, or really for caffeine and sweets. That'll be a hard one for me. But we wanted to keep these fasts as broad as possible because we know that there are so many different situations in our church that we want to be sensitive to. And so we kept these as open as possible, but really we just ask for you to let these fasts be a sacrifice for you in whatever way that looks like for you and your family's life. You'll also be able to find devotionals that are written by several of our covenant members. I'm excited for you to read these. They're extremely well written and they've worked really hard on them, and so I'm excited for you to take a look at those and be able to apply their devotionals into your own life. We've also added prayers from the Common Book of Prayer that correlates with the liturgical calendar for Lent. And finally, we've created the space in the guide for family discipleship. We don't want your family or your kids to be left out of the season. And so we wanted to equip you guys as parents to be able to lead your kids in this season of Lent as well, especially a hard season, talking about things like suffering, repentance, temptation, and what that looks like for the life of the Christian. And so we've included a Jesus Storybook Bible reading plan that comes from Sally Lloyd Jones's website, and we've also included activities in there as well for each week that helps kids understand and hopefully be able to grasp kind of the themes and the concepts that we are going through together as a church in this guide. So we have been praying for this guide. We've been praying for you as a church, that this would be helpful for you, this would be beneficial and encouraging for you as we focus on Jesus, as we take time to reflect and ask ourselves, what are the things that are holding me back from Jesus, and to take intentional time to seek and pursue him. And so we are praying that this guide helps you in that effort to become more like Jesus, and hopefully to be able to invite your city, wherever you are, to participate in God's story of redemption.